amazing. So can you tell everyone who's listening, what is the challenge? When is it? And a little bit more detail about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're off in October 2025, 16th. We're off for 11 days. As with all our challenges, we're starting in Mexico City or near Mexico City. We'll spend quite a few days getting ready, acclimatizing, getting used to our packs, getting used to each other, because we're a team of people drawn together under our same passion, really. So we spend time building as a team and then watching our strengths and bits and pieces as individuals. And then, yeah, that's it really. That's why we're there. We literally, as I said, we climb high. We do alpine climbing, so we make sure that we climb higher, then we sleep low, and we build up our tolerances for altitude and everything else as well, and temperatures as well. We get used to the temperatures too. And we're just looking forward to reaching the summit.
And how long is the actual climb? So I know it's like 10 days away from home, but obviously
It
there's a
is.
couple of days traveling there. So how long is the actual climb itself?
Well, it's a collective thing. So we will probably spend 4 or 5 days down at a much lower level. The final 1,000 or so meters is what we do in the last day or two.
Okay.
But in the rest of the time, we're just kind of building up to it. So we're climbing up to peaks. I think there's 3 peaks that we're doing in total, but the third one is by far the highest. Pico is the highest by a
Yeah.
long way.
Fantastic. So who's doing it with you? Please tell me you're not on your own.
Well, we're looking for a team. We have at the moment, I think we have 3. We have a potential 4 as well. So we're filling up slowly but surely. But they're people from all walks of life, from people who are a couple of friends who are late 20s. We've got Nick, who's been with us as well, and I think has done all of our continent challenges bar Australia. So
Yes.
quite a thing to have done. We're a real collective. We have a couple of friends, Mandy and Di, have just got married, or will have just got married in Mexico. So their honeymoon they're actually spending with us on a volcano in Mexico, which is
Amazing.
which is a pretty crazy thing to do. Um, so yeah, just a collective. They're just normal people. None of us are particularly hardcore fitness types or anything else. We're just looking for that little bit of adventure. So yeah, a very mixed bunch.
Yeah. And so, do you need to be, this is a big question that I'm sure people have, do you need to be an expert climber to be able to take on this challenge?
Well, first of all, climbing then. So what about, so people say, well, you're going to be climbing, you're going to be pulling up with ropes and bits and pieces in your hands, and you really, do you need to get down to your local climbing wall? No, you don't. You're putting one foot in front of the other. And it's no harder than that. It's all about altitude, it's all about safety. So on the final climb, you'll be having an axe in one hand and a rope in the other, and that's just there for your safety. So we climb in teams. But you certainly don't need to, so that particular thing where we're in crampons and we'll actually train there. We'll actually train in
Oh,
Mexico.
great.
Nothing worried about. You're literally putting one foot in front of the other. So climbing, it's not a physical challenge thing that you're pulling yourself up cliffs and things. We don't do that.
Yeah.
It's more about surviving the atmosphere and the temperature.
Yeah. It's brilliant. And so you mentioned just before, one of the participants is Nick. And I know Nick is a dad of a child with CMN, as you are, although grown-up children now they are. But I guess that brings us on to the next point. So do you want to tell everyone why is it that you are supporting Caring Matters now and you're putting yourself through these challenges to help raise money for the charity?
Why? Well, because of exactly that. Because we were alone when Callum was born. It was tough. It was really tough. Medical teams knew nothing. Midwives knew nothing. And we felt very much alone. We were alone for a number of years, and we came. Our GP didn't know anything either, and we kept getting referrals to here, referrals there, and then all of a sudden we were referred to Great Ormond Street through just pursuit, and then we found yourselves, and then we're not alone.
Yeah.
We're not alone anymore. We're collected,
Mm.
and we're connected to people. There's emotional support
Yeah.
as well as the physical support, as well as your regional gatherings and all the other bits and pieces. All of a sudden, can't see those worries go away, but the worries are certainly significantly less. You've got someone you can talk to,
That's right. Mm.
like-minded, supporting people.
Mm.
That's why we go, because that's what it's about. It's really, really important to know that you're not alone. And
Absolutely.
the amount of conversations we have even now, still trying to connect with people.
Mm.
And this doing things like this pushes out Caring Matters now. It shares, it brings us up another level or two.
Mm.
And one thing in particular, so we did the graphic thing in the Oxo with all your I can't remember the photographer's name just now, but we did that whole exhibition, and I'd gone in there with Cal. We walked up and had a look around, and he was very, very quiet walking out. I said, "Look, are you okay? What's going on? How do you feel about your birthmark now? You've just seen this. There's all sorts of people. There's lots of fuss. How do you feel?" He said, "Well, up until then, I'd probably have done a life without it quite happily." And when we walked down the street, he said, "I wouldn't have it any other way."
Yeah, it's not
It
amazing. So
really kind
like
of turned him around.
so through the connection of the charity and taking part in lots of initiatives, from support initiatives to raising awareness through the exhibition campaign,
Mm.
Callum has learned to love and accept his CMN.
He
And it's
has. He
just
has.
knowing that he's not alone. There's others within the charity who understand how he feels. And you as a parent, being able to connect with other parents and just share experiences and knowledge and support just makes the world of difference. And Phil, to be able to do that on top of a mountain, I mean, that's quite unique. Usually we just encourage families to meet up in a park or a zoo or just
Yeah.
to go somewhere that's for a cup of coffee. But you and Nick are slightly different, and you can provide that support walking
Yeah.
side by side up a
Yeah.
mountain at the same time raising the profile of Caring Matters Now and
Yeah.
raising funds to enable us to continue to provide the support to many families that we're connected to now. So genuinely, thank you. I want to thank you for everything you've done, for putting yourself through these challenges, not next year's, but the previous ones,
Yeah.
and just raising thousands of pounds to enable Caring Matters Now to provide that support that you say is so needed.
Yeah.
So
It's
thank
wild.
you.
It's wild. It's such a nice thing to be part of. Yeah. When we're away, so we're up on top of some place or it's tough, we don't feel alone. We know that everyone is kind of behind us somewhere or somehow,
Absolutely.
and we're there for them as well.
Yeah. And if you do have a phone signal as you're climbing up that big mountain, just know that we will be encouraging you here from home. We'll send you encouraging messages along the way. But I guess for those that are listening on and thinking, oh, I want a challenge next year, this could be it. What would you say to those people who are thinking, is this for me? What would you tell them to do?
Oh, come with us. This is a chance. This trip will be fabulous. Um, for us, it's probably our last one doing this particular thing, doing this climbing set. It's yeah, it's hard to explain how it feels and what it feels like, but what a thing to be a part of. You've got positive tourism. People are glad to see you. Really, really glad to see you. We're well away, well off the normal beaten track. We normally see people who we come across people who've never seen someone with blonde hair or ginger hair because you're so remote where we're going. So you have a unique chance. You're supporting the local economy, certainly with our climbing guides as well, and our teams, our expert teams all around us as well. They love to see us. Um, it's the chance to push yourself in a relatively safe environment. We will pull you to the top. If you've any doubt at all, you know, we're an experienced team. We've been all over the place and done all sorts of things. Take this chance, take this moment, come with us, and have the trip of a lifetime. You just won't forget it. I tell my grandchildren now, about all these different places we've done, all these wild things that we've done. They're wild stories, and yeah, just sign up.
Yeah. And I guess they genuinely are memories of a lifetime because in 2011, I took part in the Kilimanjaro challenge. And there was 18 of us who took part in that challenge. And the sense of team
Yeah,
and kind of connection and community, and you're all in it for the same cause. It really is a unique lifetime experience. And so even now, whenever I meet up with people who took part in that trek, we still talk about all those experiences and we love it. It's like there's such a connection there, and the friendships you make are genuinely friendships for life because
yeah,
you've had this unique experience. So I get what you're saying. And me too, I would absolutely encourage anyone who is keen to take part in a challenge next year to consider signing up to our North America challenge. So I guess, is it okay if anyone's interested and they contact the charity that you'd be happy to speak to those individuals and just maybe answer some of their questions?
yeah. Of course. I mean, what we're hoping to do, we'll try and get everyone together in the UK before we go, and we'll talk about all those kind of basic things, all those worries you have, um, the practical day-to-day things. For me, probably a whole lot of other people. I'm a manager of a number of things and bits and pieces, and I have the world around me all the time. There's always people ringing and asking. I always have to decide everything. The other thing about these trips is that all of that goes away. Someone else decides, and their sole intent is to get you to the top of a volcano. Don't worry about food, don't worry about calls, etc., etc. It all kind of goes away. So if anybody wants to know anything at all, by all means contact me. And as I said, we'll get people together on this UK collection too. But yes, absolutely. Anything anybody wants to know, by all means contact me.
Phil, thank you. And just for everyone to know, this is the first time Caring Matters Now has ever done an interview like this that we're going to be pushing out on social media. So you're very brave to be our first person to be interviewed. So on behalf of everybody with the charity, a huge thank you for introducing yourself, telling people about the trek and the reason why you're doing it, and encouraging others to sign up too. And we'll for sure over the coming few months as we lead up to the trek be able to tell people more about it. And also when you're doing the challenge, we'll keep all of our supporters up to date with how you're getting on, and everybody will be cheering you on for sure.
It's brilliant. We love all those little links and bits and pieces. It is fabulous being part of this kind of, well, the Caring Matters Now family, should we say. I think it's fabulous. I think you're great. So good. Very good.
Thanks,
Thank
Phil.
you. You're very welcome. Good to see you.